Hey y'all, so after all the drama with Danny Lay and everything, I woke up and I found out that Little Nas X was Man of the Year, which is incredibly deserved considering the fact that both of his songs hit number one this year. His album was behind Drake's, it came in second, and it's literally his first debut album. Um, yeah, like I feel like it was definitely deserved. I know that he has been I know I've been seeing on Twitter a lot of people were like dragging him. I know Pink podcast whatever the hell. I know she said something about how Little Nas X is always mentioning Nicki Minaj. I know a lot of the Barbs were talking about how he was always mentioning Nicki Minaj, but it but I think people forget that when you do interviews, like the interviews are late. Wherever they decide to publish or put out the magazine, it's like a delay. And he only mentioned her because people talked about who he wanted on the album. He said this on the Breakfast Club. He said this on Hot 97. He said this on many different platforms. Like he said on many different platforms that he wanted Drake and Nicki on the album. I don't understand how that's like a dig at Nicki Minaj or a dig at Drake or I don't understand that. Like he didn't talk to her directly. He got through to her people. He asked for it and then he that's just it. Like I don't understand why it's this whole weird cloud chasing. He cloud chasing her, like, or he's cloud chasing Nicki, or he's always saying something about Nicki. The only time he ever speaks about Nicki is when people ask him about her or they talk about the album because that's something he said. He wanted Nicki and he wanted Drake on the album. He said Drake was working on his album. Nicki just never responded, and he left it at that. So I'm confused why the Barbs are like dragging him. Like, and I also heard that he said that he thought that maybe Nicki wouldn't have, like, maybe it was a good thing because she probably wouldn't have been comfortable with the video. Yeah. A lot of people were not comfortable with the video. Hell, a lot of women, black women, were not comfortable with the video. They don't like seeing their men overly sexualized in a feminine way. Like it was taking the stereotype of prison and flipping it on its head. So I don't understand why he wasn't saying that it would have been homophobic if she didn't want to be in the video, but he was just stating that that video can make a lot of people uncomfortable because Jack Harlow, if you remember, Jack Harlow also came out and said that his people in his camp was advising him not to do the song with Little Nas X. A lot of people have been told not to do music with Little Nas X. And then people were in the comment section talking about good for Nicki, good for her not working with him because X, Y, and Z. Little Nas X has never claimed that troll account that everybody's saying that he was a part of. The Little Kim one, he never claimed that. So why are you still like putting that on him? Even if you think he did it, you don't have proof that he did it. So why are you dragging him with that? He only admitted to being a part of Nas Mirage, that Stan account, and then he showed it in his Sun Go Down video where he talked about depression and suicide and the Barbs being like a place where he felt most comfortable in. And then later on he also modeled his now Stan accounts, his now fan base after the Barbs. Little Nas X has a legit fan base, in case y'all haven't noticed. He has a legit fan base. How do you think the baby and everybody else was able to get canceled? How do you think Bootsy was able to get canceled? Well, not really canceled, but social media canceled. Do you think that just came out of nowhere because nobody's buying his music? People buy his music, people stream his shit. Like, unfortunately, that's just what it is. Now, I noticed that a lot of people been a lot of people get this like, oh my God, like he said something about Beyonce. He said something about Nicki Minaj. He's been saying all this stuff under this little Kim account. If you don't know what that is, that's a decoy. that Little Kim account was a decoy. How the hell do you say it? Decoy account. So what you do is you take the person that you don't like and then you make that like your account, right? So obviously if it was his account, it was Little Kim, right? So he was spewing hate about Beyonce, Nicki Minaj, whatever, like to get people to get that to fall back on Little Kim. That's what a decoy accounts are. So it would be like let's say Barty Gang pretending to be a Barb so that the Barbs can attack no. How do I say this, cuz I'm trying to explain it in the best way I can. It would be like Barty Gang pretending to be a Barb, right? Talking shit about Barty Gang in order for that fan base, Cardi B's fan base, to attack that person and to attack the Barbs and basically be like, all the Barbs are evil. Like that's what it is. So when you see those NBA YoungBoy fans that's in the chat and they'd be like, oh well, he made that account 5 years ago when he was 16. I don't take that account seriously. Yeah, I don't either. Like, and on top of that, Nicki Minaj already forgave him for not coming up as a Barb. Because if you remember, he also came out and said that he was sleeping on the floor. He was sleeping on a mattress on the floor. He has 10 siblings. His mother's a crackhead. His father's a gospel singer, and he's gay. So you're living with your gospel single father. You got 10 siblings, and the one person that you live under is gay. And you're gay, and you have, so it's a lot. He talked about dealing with suicidal. He talked about being depressed, and hurt people. So when you think about that mindset, people do stuff like that. When you talk about, oh, those people are miserable, they just have no lives, so they're going to spew and say hateful shit. That's the type of people we think about when we think about those type of people. Yeah, it was like him living a double life. He got to live vicariously through Nicki. And when you think about what Nicki represents, she represents femininity, ultra femininity, pink, pretty, ultra femininity. And then when you think about a mother figure, because let's not forget he does not have a mother figure, Nicki Minaj was most likely his mother figure because she's always referring to her fan base as her sons. So when you think about someone who is motherless, who seeks to someone who they think is perfect, who is ultra feminine and represents that femininity, what do you have? And that's not me making excuses. I'm just trying to see it from all sides. Because if I'm 21 and you're talking about something that I might have done that I haven't even confessed, no, 22. If I'm 22 and you're bringing something up that happened to me in the 9th grade, that I have said in the 9th grade, when I was probably at my lowest. And he also talked about going crying in the bathroom stall when he was at prom. He talked about how his friends made fun of his skin tone, his features, because featureism is a thing, colorism is a thing, his masculinity. He talked about it. He talked about being a nerd. We know he's a furry. We know all of this. So when you put that into perspective, it's different. You see that, oh, that's a child going through something. Now he has never admitted to it. So we can't really talk about it. All we could do is speculate. But even so, people feel like Doja Cat was more professional in how she handled Nicki Minaj, which is true. But is a stan going to be more professional when it comes to their fave? Really think about it. Doja Cat is a fan. Lil Nas X was a stan. Stan derives from the term stalker fan. What part of stalker fan do you think is going to be professional? Like, if we're being honest about it. Like, what part do you think is going to be professional when you get stan, which means stalker fan, in the Eminem video? And we saw how Eminem played that out with his head of how him and his fan went. Are depressed teenagers. That's why they're so toxic. And he was once a depressed teenager too. And I wish he would just come out and admit. Actually, I wish he would just go in Nicki Minaj's DMs and write her a dissertation letter about all the shit that he has been through and just write a big ass apology to her. And then just at her. And then just at her. Because what Lil Nas X is trying to do, he's saying that he's going through metamorphosis, that he's changing, that he's becoming, and he wants to leave the past in the past, and that he doesn't have any regrets. But this is something he has a huge regret about. Like, I feel it in my spirit. He can't stop talking about Nicki because he loves her. And he feels guilty about what he has done. He wants to talk, he wants to reach out to her, but he doesn't want to reach out to her. He wants to talk, he wants to be near her, but he knows he can't be near her. So what do you do? Cardi B is the same way, but just in a different way. There's a thin line between love and hate. The opposite of love is like what is it? Distancing yourself, not feeling anything at all, being completely cold-hearted. The opposite of love is not hate. It's just disinterest. And you can see that Nicki Minaj, she apologized and she's disinterested in what Lil Nas X has going on. But we do know that Nicki Minaj is planning on releasing a song with Santana. So when you think about that and you think about when she got on the live and she basically said, I like you because you don't lead with your sexuality, this and that and the third. My antennas went up and I was like, ooh, I don't like that. I don't like that. The reason why I didn't like it, and I love Nicki, it was because she's hurt. She's still hurt by Lil Nas X. They're still hurt by each other. They are still hurt by each other. And I don't know how that relationship's going to pan out. And Nicki Minaj, she's the queen. And Nicki Minaj is very prideful, which means that she's not going to bend the knee and she's not going to apologize for anything. It will have to be Lil Nas X apologizing to her in order for that to work. Nicki Minaj is very headstrong. I'm sorry, that was so disrespectful her whenever straight people say that. Yeah. I didn't like it either. That really bothered me because it showed me that I'm okay with you as long as you're not overtly gay. And that's why he said what he said about Industry Baby. Maybe Nicki Minaj wouldn't have felt comfortable. I feel like the reason why Lil Nas X has a lot of these girls shook is because he's not afraid to play in your face with his sexuality. I don't understand how somebody like Meg Thee Stallion can lead with their sexuality all the time and not get criticized for it. Or somebody like Doja, Sweetie. The women get to lead with their sexuality all the time. Hell, the men get to lead with their sexuality all the time. You never hear a woman say, well, all you do is talk about killing and shooting, And I like that you're different from all the other rappers because they don't talk about that. Lil Nas X is talking about his experiences. You know, the same way somebody talks about their experiences when they're shooting up the block. That's something that they lived through. So they're going to talk about it. You talk about the things that you know. That's what he knows. He's a civilian. So I personally did not like that. It gave me very much gay best friend, but I understood that she was doing that because she was hurt. I do wish that I do like the fact that she's giving Santana a spot to shine. We need that representation, but at the same time, it was giving me good Judy, good hair girl energy, like, oh, this is the gay best friend energy, and I didn't really know how to feel about it, but I can tell that she was not being shady in what she was doing. I could tell, like, I felt like she was being shady towards Lil Nas X, but I did feel like she was. I didn't feel like she was not being genuine, because Nicki Minaj does shout out the girls and the boys. That's one thing she does do. And I think she did that because Lil Nas X said that he still wanted to work with Cardi B again, which I don't understand why that's so controversial, considering the fact that they already worked on a song together and they're under the same label. They're under the same label. So it's kind of just like, I don't know. It's like, what do you want me to do? Like how do you want me to move? Because while you were going through that hate train, I just got off the ground. What did it look like, me alienating other people for you when I have 10 other siblings and I'm over here sleeping on the floor and you live in this penthouse? Was it shady? Yeah, it was. But I understood, especially when you're 18, when you're 19. He just got out. He just got here. You've been here for decades. You're jaded. Like, you know, like, you're seasoned. He has to find his footing. What you think, Queen? I see you in the chat. Let me start bringing these up. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Like, you know what? I'm glad that he won Man of the Year. It was just deserved. He had 2 number 1 singles that went viral. He got that hit number 1, and those songs are currently still floating on the chart. What I Want is currently still floating on the chart. It's on the pop radio. What else is happening? He won Video of the Year this year. He's on Proud Family. He's a voice actor on the Proud Family, which is on Disney Plus. He was on the cover of so many magazines this year. What else? He got to talk to so many gay icons. He even interacted with the YouTubers. What else did he do this year? What else did he do this year? He got offered a role in Euphoria, even though he couldn't take that role because he had his debut album to do. His debut album came into second place with he came to second place with Drake, which was amazing because Drake is one of the biggest artists. The album was mostly pop, and it wasn't even really a hip hop album, and we know that pop albums don't even do well. Like, even if you're Justin Bieber or like You know, if you're in that pop era, a lot of pop albums don't do well, which was such a huge shock when Olivia Rodriguez came in busting down the doors. So that was really good. It was a mixed bag of songs. I hope that we get a video of Tales of Dominica. I hope we get a music video of Lost in the Citadel. I hope we get a music video of Am I Dreaming? That's one that I really want to see with him and Miley. He did really well this year. It was deserved. It wasn't like Megan Thee Stallion. Meg Thee Stallion was in getting outperformed by Summer Walker, who is not even a mainstream artist. She's mainstream, but she's R&B. Like she's not even, she doesn't even have the push. The girl has a 360. Y'all both have 360s, but you got the push and a Popeyes meal. There was no way that Summer Walker should have outperformed you ever, especially when you did something for the hotties. You shouldn't have got outsold by Summer Walker. Lil Nas X is doing more. Is one of the most talked about male rappers right now. You cannot tell me another male rapper who deserved this right now. His song was produced by Kanye West. Oh, that's also a thing. Drake probably didn't want to hop on any song because he worked with Kanye and he's close with Kanye. Nicki Minaj probably didn't want to work on the song because he's close with Miley. Y'all forget, Miley was good. Nicki Minaj doesn't mess with Miley. So I think a lot of people are forgetting the factors here when it comes to this. Like when it comes to this whole situation, a lot of people forget that Nicki Minaj don't like Miley Cyrus. Because I think, in my opinion, Billy Ray started the hate train after she tried to come at his daughter. And Miley has that Disney money. Are we forgetting? So there's a lot of factors that play into this. There's a lot of factors that play into this. I'm not making no excuses. I'm just saying y'all need to see it from all sides. And y'all need to let things go. And y'all need to stop dragging this. Because if y'all can forgive a Camila Cabello and her racist ass, I know you can forgive Lil Nas X for the Islamic posts. Shit, he hasn't even denied. Y'all can't even prove that. Y'all could prove that Camila Cabello was racist, but y'all can't prove that Lil Nas X is Islamophobic. Well, that's all I'm gonna say for this video. It's your girl Night here, and peace. Y'all tell me what y'all think in the comment section below. I'm out. Bye.